Good morning, Frederick. Wow. I thought I was all ready to go. I was just making some last minute adjustments. It's hump day, Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. It's been an incredible response to the show. I really appreciate introductions to new businesses. You guys have sent me a lot of ideas and people I should talk to, and I love that. Thank you so much. And there's so many great things that can come from this program. I am really looking forward to the future as well. For businesses who are interested, I do have a few sponsorship positions available, just starting at $30 a week. If you want to be a part, just email everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. We'd love to have you as part of the show, making some adjustments to some of those sponsorships, but I really appreciate the investment you guys are making, not only in me, but in the show. And I'm not sure if you can hear that, but my sump pump has been running constantly, probably yours as well. It is goodness, the rain that we've gotten, and unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. Well, Friday, I think. But anyway, so if you hear that, I apologize. In the show descriptions, I've put up the link to join me on the program live. So if you have something to share, maybe it's your kid's birthday or your birthday, or if you have any news of any kind, we prefer good news, but we'll take whatever. Click the link and you'll be waiting in the green room until I bring you onto the show, because this show is all about you, Frederick, and I would love for you to take advantage, and this will be an opportunity daily. So we'll check that out. Also want to thank our sponsor of the program, Frederick Window Tinting, locally owned, locally operated, serving Frederick. They do so many great things. One part of their business, they own like three, is the tinting part of the business. They also do wraps on your vehicles and window clings, really great stuff. But they also do automotive, commercial, and residential window tinting. Check them out at frederickWindowTinting.com. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Good Morning Frederick is live in the Everything Frederick and More group on Facebook, as well as on YouTube, on the Everything Frederick Live channel. Please subscribe and share that. You can share the videos from our YouTube channel. We've also put up not only the whole lives from Monday and Tuesday, but also the segments, individual business segments for Candles by B&L, the Arenda Center, all the little segments that we've done. And we will continue to do that so that you can share individual business segments as well to help push them out and get them a little bit more exposure. So yeah, check it out there. All right, talking about the weather again, more rain today with temps hitting 58, low tonight 38. I'm telling you, I've been colder the last few days than probably the last month. A flood watch is actually in effect from midnight tonight to 2 p.m. tomorrow, so watch out if you're in any low-lying areas. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy and windy, a couple thunder showers in the afternoon with a potential of small hail. Goodness gracious, spring is sprung. Friday, cloudy, windy, and chilly with a high of 50. On Saturday, they're calling for a mix of snow in the morning. No accumulation, though, from 8 to 10 a.m. So hopefully you're not out doing any sporting things on Saturday, but a high of 54 is expected on Saturday. And then Sunday, not looking too bad. Sun's out, temps getting to 62. And again, as I mentioned yesterday, if you have any PTO, Monday looks like an awesome day, actually high of 71 if you want to take the day off. So check that out. If you have a great story to share, or if you know of someone in Frederick doing something great, which we have so many of those people, and I would love to meet them, please introduce us. Send me an email, maybe copy them in at everythingfredericklive@gmail.com, or text 888-465-2944. We like the good news stories and we like the positivity, and we call this the Feel Good Files. Everything Frederick is a strong, involved group that continues to grow, just hit 125,000 members. It's unbelievable. Plus, there are those who are watching outside the group on YouTube. This makes for a very powerful force for change, and I love it. Lots of opportunities to get involved, and here are a few ways that you can actually help. I'm asking for your help in giving the clients of the Scott's Key Center a first ever prom. I need to raise about $1,500 to cover the food for 125 guests. This event happens on June 5th from 11 to 1. I'm also collecting dresses and suits and shoes. And actually, we're going to hear from an organization later this show, Helping Hands and Caring Hearts, who is donating a bunch of new suits. They even have some tuxedos. So we're going to make sure we can outfit those who need it. And we are also looking for a limo company to drive some of the guests around the parking lot of Key Stadium. So this event is June 5th, 11 to 1 p.m. So early midday, hopefully doesn't interfere with any other opportunities that the limo company has. But if you know of a limousine company who would be willing to give a few car rides to the guests of the Scott Key Center on June 5th, I'd love that too. If you can donate, I would be so grateful. Even $10 would help us get to our goal of $1,500 to help feed them. You go to scottkeycenter.org, click on the donate button there. Also, want to remind you, Super Sunday. That's the Rescue Mission's fundraiser to help feed hundreds of people twice a day. Super Sunday, you can get your tickets at therescuemission.org. The event is Sunday, April 14th from noon to 3. I'm actually going to have a free pair of tickets to give away next week if you'd like to attend. But if you can purchase those tickets, it would be wonderful. And then finally, prom dresses for local high schoolers who have reached out to Everything Frederick and more, and they need to be outfitted for their high school proms, which are coming very quickly. I've already had a few people reach out to me dropping off dresses. Actually, a few are dropping them off today, which is excellent. And we will hook up the dresses with the girls who need them. So everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. You can email if you have any information or can help us out. Or again, just text 888-465-2944. And you can make sure to save that phone number in your phone. Just put it under Good Morning Frederick or GMF, 888-465-2944. I'm going to give away another pair of tickets to see the Flying Cows take on Montreal Sunday the 14th at 3 o'clock. It is great fun for the whole family, and I would love to see you there for that. Coming up after the break, I talk with Cory Albaugh from Burnside Events, and we meet Jenifer Zimmer from Helping Hands and Caring Hearts right after this.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
All right. Want to thank those sponsors for joining into the show. There are a few more spots like that available. So if you would like to get your message on Good Morning Frederick, just let me know. If you ever want to know what's happening in Frederick, it's kind of difficult to find it in one place, but I created a calendar on Everything Frederick and more that you can access that tries to put everything in one place. The Everything Frederick calendar, if you don't have the link, you can just text the word calendar to 888-465-2944, and you'll get a link right to it. And of course, if you want to add something to that, all you have to do is email me, everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. This is what we call happening in Frederick. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m., we're going to debut the Top 5. It's a new show on Everything Frederick and More, where we cover the top 5 posts of the week. We'll be looking to chat with the authors as well as the commenters of those posts. And I'm telling you, some of these posts reach tens of thousands of people, and it's quite funny to see which are the top posts. So we'll be going over that on a show tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Friday at 7, you can attend the American Legion in Thurmont's Cancer Dancer line dancing. That benefits St. Jude's. You can find out more information, and the links are all on that Everything Frederick calendar as well. This weekend, it's First Saturday in downtown Frederick. And also on Saturday, you can attend the 80s Barn Dance at Green Meadows Farm. Plus, there are shows at the Met, the Maryland Ensemble Theater, and the Weinberg. If you click on the calendar, you'll get the links there. On April 21st, the Safe and Sane committees of TJ and Frederick High join together for bingo at the Lewistown Fire Hall. If you like bingo, you want to check that out. Only $25 per ticket, and it benefits the Safe and Sane. And I talked to the organizers yesterday. I'm going to be putting that interview together, and we'll probably air it either later this week or first of next week. I just want to say, I think it's great that the two schools came together. I originally did this last year with Jody, who was a Frederick High mom, and we came together to raise money, and it was quite successful. And I love that they're continuing to do this. So if you like bingo, check that one out, April 21st. Of course, April 27th is Battle of the Bands happening on Carroll Creek. Family-friendly, all-ages show. Just $10 to get in for adults. Kids 5 and up are just $5. And every dollar goes to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Frederick County. Go to botbfrederick.com for tickets, or go to, you can click on the Boys and Girls Club of Frederick County's website. They have details as well. And if you have an event you want included on the calendar, just email it, everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. And again, you can text it too, and our number is right below, scrolling on the screen. This town is full of people doing good, and we want to make sure you know all about them. This segment is called Doing Good in the Neighborhood. Jenifer Zimmer is taking it upon herself to make people's world a little brighter. She started Helping Hands, Caring Hearts, and let's see how she does it and why.
Profits in Frederick County making a huge difference to people's lives, and this one is just like that. Helping Hands and Caring Hearts, founded by Jenifer Zimmer. So kind of tell us like how this got started and what your kind of goals are for the organization.
Well, I was a social worker for years, and my biggest thing was I always got tired of seeing people always asking for the help and not getting it. And it was always, I'd be still getting reached out because people would be like, they called for help and they were saying, here's the number to call.
Yeah.
Here's a number. But they weren't getting no help that they needed.
And that's tough, right? You know, you're kind of on a wild goose chase to get what's needed, especially, you know, if you're hungry or you need a place to live or you need stuff, clothing and stuff like that. So that's awesome. So you saw the need through your job and decided, hey, I can help.
Right.
And that's amazing. Like when people step up and answer the call, it takes a lot of guts, takes a lot of work, right? And now here you are, how many years later since it was established?
18 months?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So you and your husband Brian, he's back there. You want to pop your head in? There he is. He's the guy who handles all the day to day, right? So 18 months ago, and now you're both retired and doing this full time.
Yes.
You have, and you can see around us, and I'll show you some more. You have a food pantry that is open for people to come. Now, is there any sort of, do they provide anything to you? Do they reach out first, fill anything out, or is it just kind of?
Like, I get a lot of emails from other places saying they need food. Like, Department of Aging will reach out and say people need food. And other people just say, can I show up? Yes, they just show up. For where we're located for the food pantry, we do like them to be residents of Frederick County for being here. So that's all we do is make sure that they're Frederick County residents for this.
Okay.
But that's all they need to show us.
Okay. And you guys don't just focus on food.
No.
You have done crazy things like the story that Brian told me before. He drove a woman to Kansas and came back.
Yes, we did.
So how does that? I mean, I'm assuming you guys form relationships with people,
Yes.
and organizations, and somebody says, "Hey, this person needs X," and you go, "I'll figure it out."
Well, first I thought he was going to kill me, but her husband passed away. He was a veteran.
Yeah.
She could not fly or drive
Yeah.
because her car would not make it, and her daughter lived in Kansas.
Yeah.
So I thought, without asking him, I said, "We'll take her." And then he's like, "We're taking her where?" And he's like, "Oh, it can't be that far." It
Yeah.
was 21-hour drive.
Yeah.
And
That's just to make it in Kansas.
Kansas,
Yeah.
not counting to Osborne, Kansas, where we were going.
Yeah.
So we literally left on a Friday and we were back home Sunday.
So not the focus of this organization, the driving and the dropping off and driving back. However, it is a testament to how much you care about people to go above and beyond, even where kind of the scope is for you.
Right.
What are your goals for 2024? Do you have any like metrics that you keep track of and what you want to achieve?
I do.
Okay.
And actually, in the beginning of May, we're actually getting fresh fruits and vegetables and fresh meats. We
Okay.
will be having them in here also.
Awesome.
And I do want to be delivering to the homeless and everything. So I'm getting a van to be delivering to the homeless. and
Wow.
everything.
Okay. So
yeah.
that's already on track.
Yes.
Wow. How many people do you think you've helped in 18 months?
Counting, because we've delivered over 430 toys to Fredericksburg, Virginia for Christmas.
Okay.
I'm gonna,
Schools,
yeah,
done.
I'm gonna say 15,000.
So you do serve areas outside of Frederick
Yes,
County
we do.
if the need is
Yes.
there. And I think you guys had school supplies at one point.
Yes, we
so,
still do.
Yeah, so, if somebody needs school supplies. So basically, I guess, if somebody has a need, they should reach out to you.
Yes.
And then you're going to either say, hey, it's something we can do, or hey, we know an organization that can really help you.
I guarantee I have it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So for more information, go to helpinghandsandcaringhearts.org. Reach out to Jenifer and Brian. And look, if you know a family in need, if you're with an organization now that there are things you can't do, reach out, because it is important for people to work together. And, I know that there are a lot of organizations doing similar things, but I do think you're reaching different markets based on your access to people. And, I think it's really, really great. One at a time, you're making Frederick County a better place, and we really appreciate all
Thank
the
you.
work you're doing. If there's one thing you'd want people to know who don't know about your organization, what would you say you'd want them to walk away knowing?
Don't be embarrassed to ask for help.
Yeah, don't let your pride get in the way.
And if
that's-
it is, have somebody else pick it up for you.
yeah,
We don't care.
yeah. Look, right now with this economy, you cannot, do what you need to do to make sure your family is fed and you've got the things you need. And there's a lot of great organizations here to
Yes.
help you do that, right?
There is.
Awesome. Well, reach out to Jenifer and Brian at Helping Hands and Caring Hearts. They've been around almost 2 years now. Let's help make 2024 the best year yet.
That's amazing what Jenifer and her husband, Brian, continue to do to help Frederick County residents and the food pantry. She's getting freezers and all kinds of things. So if you know of anyone who needs any help, she is a great resource. She's actually going to be sending us some suits for the young men of the Scott Key Center, and of course, any high school young men who may need a suit or a tuxedo. We're going to try to get them outfitted for her, and she volunteered that right away. So great person there. All right, the Everything Frederick group, again, continues to grow. Thousands of people request to join each week, and I like to take time in each episode to chat about what's happening in the group. All right. Recently, Susan Floyd asked the group, if you were bringing a bus of women to Frederick in the spring, what is one stop you believe is a must do? And she quoted that there were 80 women coming. Well, there were 99 comments and a reach of 11,000 people in response to this question. Gigi responded, give me a garden center or there will be consequences. And Jenny followed up with that with information about Thanksgiving farms. Other suggestions included the wine store, downtown Frederick with walking paths and a library. Someone actually suggested a sex shop in downtown Frederick. And I have to say, not really quite sure where that is. I might have to look around just for research, of course. Others tried to get more information about the women themselves, but if you haven't joined the group, please do. And you can guide great conversations like this one. And this is why we are launching the top 5, which will air tomorrow at 8 p.m. live in the group Everything Frederick. All right. Shift, work and play. I'm so excited. Yesterday, I actually got to go to Shift, work and play to shoot a video with Megan and a little interview, which we will air soon as well. But it is such a great place. It's Frederick's one and only co-working space designed to support those working with who have young children. You can get your work done while your kids are supervised at play. I did witness that. And to be honest, you know, if you're concerned about how quiet can it be with kids running around and all that good stuff, it was very quiet in the back section. So the kids are all up toward the front, supervised playtime, which was fantastic. Now, this is perfect for kids 18 months to 6 years old. And yeah, it was really, really great. You get a 3-hour play session, includes a planned activity plus open-ended child-led play. Shift, work and play has meeting rooms, dedicated desks, closed offices that you have access to 24/7. If you wanted an office space, this is great. They have actually phone booths that are sound, not proof, but, you know, reduced. So if you're doing a call, like a Zoom call or something like that, or a phone call, you can actually step into them so that you're not interrupting the other people working, which is great. Book a tour today at shiftworkandplay.com, located very close to downtown on Northeast Street. And, you know, it is a great spot if you've got kids.
Office.
Oh, let's see. There we go again. Small business is the backbone of America, and Frederick is a huge contributor to small business, supporting small businesses as well. We've got a lot of organizations that do that. And we thank every single person who decides to make the leap to own their own business. It's not easy. I definitely know. I owned my own company for 13 years in Frederick called TotsToTweens.com. Took a break, worked for another company, and have decided to start my own company again. My company is called Promo Circus. It's a marketing consulting company to help businesses make the most of every marketing dollar. Look, I get it. I know how expensive it can be to market your business. And sometimes you don't know about all the different ways you can take advantage of some free sources like this one and others as well. So this is one of the reasons why this program was important to me, to give small business a voice to kind of rise above the noise. And we're so excited to be able to meet and talk to so many, including my next guest, Cory Albaugh from Burnside Events. He is doing great things for himself as well. Very happy to be chatting with good friend Cory Albaugh, owner of Burnside Events. Cory, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Danny.
Of course. Now, you have been a part of the Frederick community your whole life, basically, but especially DJing. I've worked with you. I think you were still in college at the time. But recently you started your own company. When did you guys officially start?
So this started back in June of last year, so it's not even a full year yet on my own.
Awesome. And I
Yeah.
know things are going well because, of course, I keep tabs on you. But let's kind of go back to the very beginning on what kind of attracted you to this sort of live entertainment, being a DJ and doing weddings and events and things like that.
Yeah, so I've kind of grown up around it my entire life. My stepfather was a DJ back in the 90s, and then the guy that he was working with started another DJ company back up when I was leaving for college. And so when I left for college, I lost my high school job. And when I came back in the summertime, I basically just became a roadie. I would go to events, help them set up, break down, wrap cables, do whatever was needed to be done. And that kind of started my journey. So I picked things up pretty quickly just because I've been around it my whole life. Got all
Mm,
my own equipment, went down to college then that next year and started DJing down at college, would come back home. I did a bunch of events for you. Um, and that kind of just, that's how I fell into everything.
yeah, and that's awesome. And I think being around it for so long, but being passionate about it, because it's not just all about you've learned everything from these huge corporate events to weddings and school dances and things like that. You've kind of seen the whole gamut.
It's a whole, yeah, I've dabbled in every single different aspect of the DJ community, I feel, between all of those events that you expressed. And then the wedding industry is kind of where I found my niche, if you want to call
Mm,
it. And
yeah.
that's mainly why I started Burnside Events. We were doing all kinds of events between corporate weddings, birthday parties, and then we were traveling a lot doing game show events. And so I wanted to solely focus on the wedding industry
Mm.
and do weddings when I wanted, and not have to do 100+ events every single year like I was as my family starts to grow.
Yes, yes. And it is I guess unfortunately most of these events are on the weekends or evenings and yeah,
Yeah.
it can be a lot to take you away from your growing family and we want to congratulate you and your wife on a new baby due this coming summer. So that's exciting. Are you
Thank you.
ready?
No, but I know I'm going to be.
You will be. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know with the firstborn, everybody I think feels the same exact way, but I have no doubt you will drop right into it very, very quickly. Um, what sets you apart from other DJ companies, would you say?
So one thing I really try to focus on is personalization. I'm a very personable guy. I always try to go out of my way to make sure that the job is done one or somebody is satisfied and happy and taken care of. And
Mm,
so a lot of people nowadays, even in the photography realm, everybody calls himself a DJ or a photographer with the iPhones. I mean, it's crazy now. And so to have a professional that actually knows what they're doing and not just
mhm.
hitting the play and stop button, but also being able to control a crowd, MC, and then going that extra mile by making sure that all the parts of an event come together and not just my own job. That's kind of what sets us apart.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a huge thing with especially, probably a young couple's largest expense to date, unless they've purchased a house before they get married. I mean, this is a
Yeah,
huge undertaking, and a lot of people who aren't in the event world don't realize how much it takes to have everything flow smoothly, right? Because you're herding cats all day, and there's a lot of people involved, and you have a lot of different vendors involved. So it's really nice, I'm sure, for a bride to know or a family to know that you can kind of help streamline that whole process, which is really cool.
absolutely.
Uh,
So outside of just playing the music, which is what people think we do, a lot of times we end up acting as the coordinator and the day of
yeah,
coordinator as well. Even if they have one already, we are the one that is running the event hand in hand with that person. So we have to make sure that everything is prepared ahead of time. And that involves doing a timeline meeting, making sure everything is planned out and talked about beforehand. So that way, on the day of, it's really just about execution.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, the DJs who are able again to be personable, help control the crowd, the flow of the event, that is excellent. What would you say has been the most challenging thing over the past year, having your own company versus working for somebody else?
So I wore many hats in my previous role with the company I was with before, but being a business owner, I thought I knew what the heck to do and that I would adapt those same hats. But no, I've taken on a lot more than I ever anticipated. I mean, as a business owner, I'm not just out there doing my thing on the weekends. It's all the stuff behind the scenes that people don't see, such as marketing. You got to learn, you either got to pay somebody to do a website for you, or you got to figure it out on your own.
Yeah,
A website marketing, you got to learn how to manage your books and keep track of the money. If you're subcontracting out, you got to figure out how to pay those people and how you're going to do that, and taxes. It's been a lot,
yeah,
but it's been a huge learning curve that I wouldn't go back on any of it. It's
yeah,
definitely opened my eyes to a lot, and I've met a lot of great people who have
yeah.
helped me along the way. I wouldn't be able to do this on my own.
Yeah, look, I mean, I think one thing as a business owner, the best advice I can give is utilize people for their expertise because your time is finite and it's so valuable. And if you can lean on people you know to help you or give you some cheat codes, because myself, you're up troubleshooting all kinds of things and spending hours at a time going down rabbit holes on how you can do things. So yeah, totally agree with that. How
That's
about
one of the
what's the
cool things about the Frederick community as well, though,
yeah,
because um, again, I'm no spring chicken to the DJ world, but a lot of the different business owners in the DJ industry have come alongside of me and just, hey, what can we do to help you and support you? It's Frederick is like nothing else out there.
yeah, and that's really good to hear. I talk to a lot of people in different industries where it's not like that. And, because you've kind of established yourself and have a great reputation, it's really good to know that those in the industry have come to support because there is enough work for everybody. There makes no sense to not try to help out. So that's really good. What's the best thing that's happened since June, almost being a year of owning your own company?
Just the amount that I've learned and then the amount of control that I have. I had a lot of flexibility in my previous role, and I didn't have many restrictions, but I still had some.
Mm,
Being my own owner, I get to do whatever I want. I can market the way I want. I
yeah.
can take jobs whenever I want. I can refuse when I want as well. That's honestly been the coolest thing. Like I just talked to a couple last week, and normally with the previous role, I mean, we would try to book anything and everything. This
Yeah.
couple I spoke with last week, we just weren't a great fit. They were looking for something that I just wasn't the expert at. And so I was honest with them and I told them, I said, I'm
Yeah.
not the one for you. And so I
Yeah.
pointed them in that right direction. So just being able to control what I do, when and where I do it, that's been the best part of this.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And again, I think when people hear that, they might be going, "Oh, well," But I think it's so important. First of all, in any company that anybody owns, whatever you're doing, if you don't have if you don't feel it's a good fit, or you're not comfortable, no matter what happens, that's going to shine through. And I think that is going to keep your reputation stellar where it is because you're going to only do the things that you can deliver what you expect of yourself, and people are going to feel that too, which is really great. But how nice is it to set your own schedule and say
I
yes or no?
know. I know. So instead of doing those 100 events I was doing every single year, I
Yeah.
capped out this year at 31 just for myself personally. I
Okay.
increased prices so I didn't lose any kind of revenue from doing 100 events. So in 30 events, I make what I did with 100 as a business
Wow.
owner now.
That's
So
pretty
it's
great. Yeah.
yeah, I get time back with the family that I want.
Yeah. And I know, we had talked about this before, but if there was anything that could happen from now to the end of this year, and so you've already tapped out your events, right? So you said, so you're booked now basically through to the end of the year.
Yeah.
What is another goal that you might have to achieve this year?
Honestly, just making I'm brand new. Yes, I've been in the area for 11 years, and I've been in this industry for 11 years, but Burnside Events is still brand new. And so
Yeah.
just keeping that name present in the eyes of everybody and at the top of list, that's my main focus because it's very easy to fall out even though I am capped. I'll still take on certain events here and there if they really
Mm,
catch my eye, but just making sure that I am at the top of my game. So when next year comes around, I'm still booking the way I want to. And so marketing is something that I'm really focusing on and
yeah.
doing a better job with my website, SEO, all of that. So I'm diving into learning a lot of that.
Yeah, and I think that that's really important because even though, we're only in March and you're kind of at your limit of what you want to do this year, to not take your foot off the gas on the marketing side,
Um,
because then you have all that buildup again to get that pipeline going. So it's really good to kind of hone those skills on the marketing, find out what works really well, and continuing to do that for, let's just say, 2025. Like, who is your ideal customer? If we're going to put something out there, who would you be looking for in 2025?
I'm looking for that brand new couple that just got engaged in their early 20s, whether they're in town or out of town, but just looking to have a good time. Not looking to book a DJ that you're going to give me pages of music and expect me just to play that. You're hiring somebody, you're hiring a professional, so let me do my job and try to cater to you all without you having to do too much work. That's my job. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for somebody to come in that is just newly engaged and just looking to have a good time as far as the wedding as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's important. And like you say, I think it's really important for a fit, because if you do have somebody who has come in and they kind of have written the script of the whole evening, that doesn't really leave you a lot of wiggle room to read the crowd and work the people into a frenzy. You kind of,
Yeah.
it's like writing a symphony, right? When you DJ an event, it kind of has this ebb and flow. And I think it's important to have some control over that. So yeah, that's really cool.
And don't get
Okay,
me
so
wrong, they obviously can pick as much music as they want, but as long as we're
sure.
not handcuffed and I'm able to do my job, that's all that matters.
Yeah, yeah. Stay within these parameters, or these are
Yeah.
the types of things we like, or hey, we definitely want these 10 songs played throughout the night, but you can go with whatever else. Okay, so currently, even though you're fine tuning, the website is burnsideevents.com. Now, through
Yes.
that, can people book your services, and is that your preference when people reach out to you?
Yeah, so there's a Let's Connect page. It's got a little
Okay.
minion on it as well. They're one of my favorite characters. So they just fill out that inquiry. It comes to me directly. I have a 24-hour policy. So every inquiry, every email will be answered within 24 hours. And I will let them know if we're available or not from there. They can also follow us on Instagram at Burnside_events. We post a lot of content up there as well for people to get a visual on what we actually do.
Oh, well, that's awesome. Well, we wish you and your family all the best. And I know 2024 is an amazing year for you, obviously, family wise and business wise. And we're, really happy to see you grow within this Frederick community. I know you're going to be around for a long time.
Thank you.
All right. Yes. So Cory at Burnside Events has offered $200 off a reception if you click that Let's Connect and put in promo circus. The first couple to do that, or first person to do that, will get $200 off of their booking. So go to burnsideevents.com, click on the Let's Connect, and send Cory an inquiry. Include promo circus, and you'll get $200 off of that booking, which is awesome. So we thank Cory for that. And yeah, really, really impressed with him moving forward. I was very good friends with his dad in high school, and it's so great to see your friends' children being successful. So, all right, now I've got a pair of tickets to the Flying Cows. All right, Sunday, April 14th at 3 p.m. If you don't follow the Flying Cows on socials, you're missing out. They have a really good social marketer. Jackson does a lot of their social media, especially TikToks, and they're posting stuff all the time. They're really fun. And if you've got young kids or if you like basketball, it's very, very quality basketball, and you're up close and personal. They play at Hood College's arena. They play mostly on either Friday or Saturday nights at 7 and Sundays at 3. And I'd love for you to come to the game on April 14th on me. I'll give you a pair of tickets. The game starts at 3, doors open at 2. You want to come a little early because there are some amazing things. We've got Rocky Point Creamery. Emily is out there with ice cream. They're the special Flying Cows cookies, baked by, I think, Piece of Cake does them, and lots of fun. Plus, the kids get to meet the players after the game. Again, very, very connected sport. You have access to them. Also, I want to say, if you go to the game, buy a program. It is a 50-50 program ticket, and 50% of the proceeds from the program sales goes to a local nonprofit right here in Frederick. The Flying Cows teamed up with, I believe, 12 nonprofits, and they did 12 days of giving during Christmas time, and people bought merchandise and tickets, and a lot of the proceeds from that, plus the 50-50 program, is given to those nonprofits throughout the season. So it's been really fun, and we've had people from Frederick Health and what other organizations, COIP, and all of those, all of the nonprofits locally are benefiting from the Flying Cows. So we do love how involved the Flying Cows are in the community. They want to be a part of it, and they need your support. So you can buy your tickets at goflyingcows.com, or you can win them. Just text TERRIFIC to 888-465-2944. Text TERRIFIC to 888-465-2944. Now, even if you're not watching this live, if you watch it rebroadcast, you have time. We select the winners at 9 p.m. each evening. So you got plenty of time to enter to win the Flying Cows tickets. All right. Well, that's about it for today's Good Morning Frederick. I want to thank you so much for watching. Always appreciate your comments and feedback. And please follow us on TikTok, Everything Frederick Live. Subscribe to us on YouTube. And you can follow me on TikTok at DannyGirl1124. Or if you look up Danny, just Danny, you'll see me there. We post some content there as well. Again, thank all of our sponsors, and really, really appreciate all the feedback you guys have given so far. Have an awesome day. Be great, Frederick. And I will see you right here tomorrow morning.